Yesterday, President Bola Tinubu released some ministers of their duties, appointed new ones, and also changed some appointments. We also have data on Nigeria's debt levels and foreign reserves accretion. Let's see how all of these are impacting investor sentiment. Joining us for this conversation, we have Dr. Ayodeji Eboz, MD Optimus by Afinvest. Great to have you on the show.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, it's great to have you. So a lot has played out yesterday from the World Bank, IMF annual meetings, even down here to Nigeria. But what's the word on the street about the president's cabinet reshuffle?
Okay, I think that what Nigerians I think would also just be more exciting is more on the results or looking forward to the impact. When you look at the names, these are very notable names that you would no doubt expect that there would also be impact. And so there's still, Nigerians will also be expecting more intensified efforts to begin to see how it translates into improved standard of living. So if we when you look at the list, for instance, there's no doubt when you look at Dr. Jimoke, even from the last dispensation, our special advisor, she's also on ease of doing business. She's done a lot a lot of tangible things that you can lay hands on. But why Nigerians may not be too excited for now is that they will want to begin to see the result first. When we say Nigerians, we're always very good at policy formulation, but the execution, the implementation is what actually leads to the results and would also be the impact. So by and large, it's also a welcome development. I must also speak to the collapse of the ministry. I think the Niger Delta ministry, the Southeast, into one regional one. That's going to at least lead to a bit of at least savings and also reduce the number of ministries. That's also a positive to take away from that.
So I guess it's safe to say we should see some level of reduction in the cost of governance?
No, if we look at, when you are looking at the amount that is being spent by these few ministries that measure relative to the total cost, so it's just like a drop in the ocean. So yes, there will be cost, but when you look at in terms of impact, I'm not saying we should expect major impacts in cost savings.
All right, definitely. We hope, at some point when I see, serious impact when it comes to cutting the cost of governance, because we need every penny at this time. All right, let's look at other matters now. We've seen Nigeria's foreign reserves hit about $40.2 billion in October 2024 from $38.4 billion reported in September. And that's according to Olayemi Cardoso, central bank governor, during an investors meeting, in Washington, D.C., that's in the U.S. So I'm wondering, we're seeing accretion there with our foreign reserves, but we're not seeing the impact strongly when it comes to the Naira. Why is that?
Yeah, so I think we need to understand that the market is a function of demand and supply. So while it looks exciting that we have approached the $40 billion psychological line, but it's also important that there would be a need for the increase in supply. CBN has been intervening when you check based on the record, but there will be a need to up that supply. And once there is that supply, you would see that even from the parallel market to the official market, the spread will not be significant. And as such, we'll also not see the depreciation that, for instance, we've seen in the last one or 2 weeks now. based on even in the parallel market or even inflow dollars. So there's a need to increase supply while we work on the long-term sustainable way of generating FX. So the oil remittances, yes, those ones are needed, but there's a need. What is there a blueprint that shows how much of dollar we want to be generating from non-export items, so that they are measurable, that we can begin to celebrate that this year we're able to generate $5 billion and our target next year is $8 billion. So we need to begin to see that, so that we have people come into that particular space when they see the value there and they also see the opportunities. So I think those are some of the medium to long-term plans that will also help actually stabilize the FX. If not, if we work on that well, we may see even improved appreciation of the naira.
All right. At what level do you think for the foreign reserves, what level do you think we might actually start seeing action, when it comes to strengthening for the naira? Is it when we maybe touch 50 billion, 60 billion? What are you seeing?
I think that even at this 40 billion level is even a level that I would say it's also a comfortable zone where we should begin to see improvement in supply. If we can't get the naira to appreciate even in the interim, we need to stop the depreciation that we're also experiencing in recent times, which would be as a result of improved supply. Yes, there are pressures, like when you look at the last MPC meeting, the CBN governor also mentioned that at certain periods when funds are released, there are pressures that also comes due to the demand. These are some of the things that even like the Minister for Finance, you see what's the best way so that that pressure does not lead to or erode all the efforts that the CBN is putting in stabilizing the FX.
All right, so we know the finance minister is out there. We see the central bank governor out there too. And, with what's been said so far, do you think investors, at this annual meeting, felt some kind of assurance, regarding, piling funds into Nigeria?
Well, I won't be able to see their minds, but the main thing is that they will be looking at the FX stability is one of the major factors, and clarity around the FX environment. Then they would, before they now begin to even look at the ease of doing business. So it's good that we're also pitching and discussing, providing clarity on some of the things that have been done so far. But they would now begin to monitor results within the next 1 or 2 months. Will your FX remain at the same level? Or will I be able to predict the direction of the FX? Because when they come in at a level and the naira depreciates, that impacts on their return. Even if we say HOMO rate is high, but when you also compare what you lose based on depreciation. So I believe that these are sound mind that they would have been able to convince the potential investors. But what any major investor would be looking out for is to begin to see that results. I begin to see that clarity. I was listening to before the news on subsidy, the funds that are received around subsidy. How can we trace them? Though it would have been good if there's a subsidy fund and we can see projects like the PTF project in those days, that when you are passing through certain areas, you can see what that savings are being used for. And I believe that will build a lot of confidence, even Nigerians, that and trust that this fund that is actually being saved is also to help and ease doing business in Nigeria, also ease the standard of living as well as reduced cost of living. So that would have also be a better way to be able to be accountable for whatever service that is being done on subsidy.
All right. I guess Nigerians will expect that the central bank governor and the Minister of Finance will bring a lot of good tidings all the way from Washington when they get back. But thank you so much, Dr. Ayodeji Eboz, MD, Optimus by AfriInvest. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
All right, when we come back, we head straight to the markets. Do stay with us.